What if your money fights aren't actually about money at all? Most couples think financial planning is a spreadsheet problem, but the real crisis is that you're both dreaming in different languages. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Studies show that financial disagreements are the #1 predictor of divorce. And yet most couples spend more time planning a vacation than they do aligning on what they actually want their life to look like. We've somehow convinced ourselves that budgeting is the starting line, when really it's just the finish line nobody wants to cross together. Think about it like this. If someone dropped $5 million in your lap tomorrow, what would you stop doing first? That question, simple as it sounds, is a financial X-ray that reveals everything your bank statements never could about who you are and what you actually value. Napoleon Hill, the legendary author behind Think and Grow Rich, believed that a shared vision between partners isn't just motivational fluff. It's the load-bearing wall of every financial plan that actually survives. Contact with real life. Without that shared foundation, you're just two people arguing about line items while the house quietly burns. Here's where most couples go wrong. One partner is lying awake at 3 in the morning, terrified about losing their job, while the other is mentally booking a guilt-free trip to Italy and wondering why their partner seems so tense all the time. These aren't irresponsible people, they're just operating from completely different fear maps. The behavioral economics term for this is asymmetric loss aversion, which basically means that your fear of losing something is twice as powerful as your excitement about gaining something equivalent. So if one of you is wired to protect and one of you is wired to experience, you're not fighting about the mortgage, you're fighting about which emotional reality gets to win. The fix isn't a budget meeting. The fix is a dream audit, where you both sit down without numbers and just talk about what keeps you up at night and what makes you feel genuinely alive. It sounds uncomfortably soft for a financial conversation, and that's exactly why it works, because you're finally speaking the language underneath the numbers. Historically, couples who align on values before allocating dollars report dramatically higher financial satisfaction, not because they earn more, but because every dollar feels intentional rather than contested. The research from financial therapists consistently shows that it's not income that predicts marital financial harmony, it's directional agreement on what the money is even for. Now let's address the misconception that this approach is for couples who have the luxury of dreaming, because that's just not true. Whether you're trying to pay off a $30,000 credit card balance or deciding between a vacation home and early retirement, the Dream First framework forces you to ruthlessly prioritize instead of vaguely optimize. You stop trying to do everything and start doing the right things, which turns out to be a far more effective financial strategy. The practical lesson history keeps handing us is this. The couples who build wealth together aren't the ones with the highest incomes. They're the ones who stop renegotiating the same argument every 6 months because they finally know what they're actually building toward. Process, patience, and shared intention beat timing and conviction every single time. So the actionable move right now is embarrassingly simple. Schedule a conversation with no spreadsheets, no account logins, no financial apps open, and just ask each other that $5 million question. Whatever answer comes out of that conversation tells you exactly where your money should go first. Whether that's aggressively paying down the mortgage because job security is your shared terror, or building a dedicated travel fund because guilt-free experiences are the goal you've both quietly been craving. Here's the beautiful irony. The most sophisticated financial plan you'll ever build starts with a question that sounds like something from a self-help book that's been sitting on your nightstand unopened for 2 years. Discipline isn't just about what you do with money. It's about having the courage to have the conversation that actually makes the plan worth following. At the end of the day, the size of your portfolio matters far less than the consistency of your shared decisions. And the couples who win financially aren't the most mathematically sophisticated, they're the most emotionally coordinated. Wherever life takes you, the plan you build together will outperform any plan you build alone, because you're not just managing money anymore, you're managing meaning. And whether the market cooperates or the economy throws its next curveball, the couples who've done this work are the ones who don't panic, don't pivot wildly, and don't blow up a decade of progress in a single fearful moment. Preparation isn't pessimism. It's the most romantic financial act you can perform for someone you love. If you're ready to start turning those shared dreams into a real plan, whether that means real estate investing, connecting with the right home contractor, or finding a lender who actually understands your goals, check out our links in the description below and let us help you take the first step.